This is a demo of our Team 2 senior project, 3D Reconstruction. So the first thing I'm going to do is get data from the sensor. The sensor works with a Kinect command in Terminal. Had a lot of trouble getting all the different libraries to work together. In fact, I've spent most of my time trying to get the libraries to work together in order to have one cohesive piece of code. That's not working. And since we can no longer share the sensor because of the virus, it maybe makes more sense to not have the data capture code integrated because it might not run for everybody. So as it is, everyone can run the code on their own computer, and I'm capturing data for everyone. Anyway, here we go with the command to capture data from the sensor. I have the sensor connected and set up in a weird way to like get a decent picture. So prints out camera intrinsics and then continuously captures depth and color data. I saved this to my desktop. So here is that. And let's see the data. All right. Copying just a random ppm from that capture. And in this code, I can write the ppm to a JPEG file. So I'm saving opening the ppm and saving as a JPEG. And in the process, printing out some like information about the file, about the raw file. Here's how that works. Whoops. That is not the right thing. There we go. So that's the image I just captured. And it's written to my desktop as a JPEG called demo. When I initially made this, I was mostly using it to print out the image about the raw file format in order to start to read it like manually into a PLY or PCD file. That kind of comes up again in the next piece of code over here, where this code actually writes the JPEG that we just created and the PGM raw depth data to a PLY 3D image file. Open3D, I mostly use Open3D for this. Open3D doesn't handle raw data, of course. So I can't have it read in the ppm and PGM directly. Instead, I'm having Open3D read in the JPEG we just created as color data, and it's reading in the PGM via this like kind of manual conversion method. This is the magic byte on the PGM. So I'm going to print the depth and grayscale, the point cloud, and a downsampled point cloud, and output the point cloud data to demo.ply file on my desktop. Now, while I have this library working with Python 3, Open3D is working only with Python 2. So back to terminal to run this. Oh, and I'm going to replace the name of this PGM with something we just captured. I'm just going to take the last one. You can see that's the depth data without any color. And you can kind of see how like you can kind of see how the depth works there. The depth is very much affected by light. I tend to work on stuff mostly at night, and I've taken most of my sensor data captures at night, and the depth data was like almost completely flat. And I thought that there was something wrong with my code, but when I do it during the day, it actually like works so much better. So anyway, yeah, very much affected by light, and the depth data might look kind of wonky because the sensor's pointed at a window. I guess we'll find out. I mean, this whole room is windows, and this is the only place I can do the demo, so. So running this in Python 2. Oh my gosh. There we go. So our grayscale and depth output, you can see is like the kind of colorized depth, and over here, the colors corresponds to the depth. Now, this is the actual point cloud image of the capture we just made. And the downsampled point cloud. And that's pretty much it. My demo.ply was outputted to the desktop, so I could view this with another 3D program or whatever. That's all. Thank you to Professor Zhang, my team, Ken for helping so much with the environment setup, Anoop for the project, and Sara.
Okay, so when you go into the GUI, this kind of just shows all the repository folders that we pushed onto Git and all the code that we used. So if you log in with user 3, which isn't part of our credentials, you'll get a pop-up screen that says invalid user, and then you could go ahead and write the correct password and username, and you'll get this main window. This main window shows the folders that we spoke about earlier. User 1 gets to see everything in this main window. User 2 is only available to get to the raw data, whereas it doesn't have access to the rest. So starting with the raw data, if you press on it, you'll get to see all the PGM files and PPM files. And then if you go to visualization for raw data, you'll get another window that shows the different codes to see these PGM files and the data. And then if you go to open 3D visualization test, you'll get to play around with some of the stuff that we kind of used to get to where we are with Open3D and how to use it as tools. And it also spits out some of the data as well.